Hey everyone, Dan here from Random Media Guys, and I know it's been a long time since I did a video, but I am coming to you back today. Yeah, as I said, I promised on my channel I would be coming back in April, and what am I coming back with? Well, I just finished watching Season 2 of Cobra Kai, and I know you're like, hey Dan, why aren't you doing this on your computer? Well, ladies and gentlemen, unfortunately, I have family who needed to use it, so I want to get this done right away. I know it's kind of rough and uncut, but I figured that'd be a good way to explain it. So, Cobra Kai Season 2. If you guys haven't seen my review of Season 1, which I did alongside my review of The Expanse, you can check it out. I will be providing a link in the description as soon as I, post this. But, yeah, so check that out. So if you haven't seen Season 2, you haven't seen Season 1 of Cobra Kai, you need to go watch my review. So, Season 2. I'm going to try to avoid spoiling it because this is a really good series. You need to go watch this. But if you haven't seen Season 1, I'm just going to give you guys a quick recap. Story follows Johnny Lawrence, the kid from the first Karate Kid that was, rivals with Daniel Lawrence. His life's been kind of trashed, but he decides to reopen Cobra Kai after saving the life of, or saving, not life, the ass of his neighbor, who he takes on as his first student. His kid's name is Miguel. And then Daniel also finds out Cobra Kai is being reopened, and he gets, and it turns out that Johnny has an estranged son who initially goes to work for Daniel LaRusso out of spite, but turns out he begins learning karate from, LaRusso, and, helps him become a better person. And it's been a kind of thing. So that's kind of a recap. So, and at the end of Season 1, John Kreese shows up again. So, that's where we start off. Is in Season 2, we pick up right after the the end credits of Season 1, like right after John Kreese he wants to get back in Cobra Kai. Now what's interesting is he kind of showed initially him and Johnny didn't fight, and eventually Johnny was like, okay, fine, because what's interesting is Kreese has been claiming that has seen all this action after he left Cobra Kai, but it turns out he just had, things went downhill. And he's looking at, because Johnny's taken the Cobra Kai brand and made it successful, he wants to join back in. He feels that this could be his chance to really, come back. And it's very and you get the hint throughout the show that that's what John Kreese wants to do. There's a big kind of, I'm not going to spoil too much, but there's kind of a big dichotomy between the teaching methods that Johnny wants and what Kreese wants. See, Johnny he believes in the, don't hold back, but he believes in being honorable, and that mercy can be useful, which just kind of bite him in the back. Meanwhile, he's trying to rebuild relations with his son, Robbie. Meanwhile, Daniel begins reopening Miyagi-Do. Now, what I thought was really... Now, I'm not going to explain exactly what happened, because again, you got to go watch this. What's really interesting is how they deal with the different characters. But, without spoiling too much, what I've been getting from the show is Season 1 was about basically these guys rebirthing. Johnny realizes that he wants to be, reopen karate because it gave him something meaning, and then Daniel goes back into karate. Basically, he was rediscovering karate, but Season 2 is about almost like how obsession can be bad, because, again, a little spoiler, Daniel reopens not Cobra Kai, he reopens Miyagi-Do, but he gets so obsessed with it that it begins hurting, affecting his family. Meanwhile, again, Johnny and Kreese have their issues with each other. He tries, and the ending's really interesting, and I'm not gonna ruin it. I promise. You guys should go watch this. But season 2, I'd say if I were to rate it, I'd give it a really high. I'd give it like a 9 out of 10. Like, it was great. There was some stuff, again, some what people pointed out, like there's a bit of like Jackie Chan style fighting. I mean, they kind of had that in season 1 with the cafeteria fight with Miguel, but no, it was a really good series. It's been season. It's been a good series. So, and I really can't wait to see season 2. It's been interesting because, you know, to watch these characters, you have these characters from a show or a movie that was just like, okay, and it's been a great show that's appeared in a time where you had a bunch of remakes and reboots that don't really properly pay service to the original. I mean, Star Wars, I mean, okay, I'll be fair. There are some really good Star Wars stuff lately that's been coming out. The problem is the main sequence movies haven't been up to what I consider par for Star Wars. And that's what I've been enjoying about Cobra Kai. Not only is it up to par, it's really good. So, enough of me of, you know, screaming the praise. Yeah, go check this out. And hopefully we'll be back soon with a new video. I'm planning to do a book review coming up soon, which I will also be doing kind of in concert with my Random History Guys channel. I'm going to be talking about a book called Temeraire, which is an alternate history book. Not kind of like Man in the High Castle, but not dystopian. This is not a dystopian alternate history. This is actually quite an interesting one. And you guys should check that all out. My name is Dan, and I will see you later. Peace.